get everything?
I think so.
Okay, I'm gonna call the special meeting, your workshop to follow, on Mondays, 5:30 p.m., May 6th, 2024. Give a motion, please, Candace.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for allowing us to be here safely tonight. We ask that you guide the council to make the best decisions for the city and the community. We ask that you keep our community safe. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, number 3, water bill review issue.
Jason knows more about it than me, but it is in your little update that I gave y'all in the packet. Their bill jumped up, I think, 3 months ago, maybe to $300 some, and then we did a credit. I have it in here, their last bill though. It's gonna be that first one under Armstrong Street. So this last bill, when it went up, I said, well, pay $100 so that you're, you know, if you don't get another credit, you're not gonna be so far behind. And Jason went out every day and checked the meter for what, a week?
9 days, yeah.
There's no leak. There's only 2 of them that live there.
Yeah.
They work all day. They work 7 days a week cleaning them
You're sitting on
a hotel. And then their new bill came out and it was $237. So,
the numbers are right. Anything.
Do you think, you said it's a week?
That old meter, it's in the that's the volume. Yeah. And man, what's spinning? I mean, every day I read it Monday. I told them I'd read it for 5 days. I read it on Monday at the same time every day. And it was normal usage. It wasn't like a crazy amount.
They don't have any kids or
Yeah.
anything?
They got one, right?
I don't know. I don't think so. But they might.
It's the ones right by hand, and yeah, I'm talking
On the
about-
corner?
Yeah.
And there's something wrong. I don't feel like they're using $250 of.
No, I don't need, but what's wrong? But they may have to go plumbing.
But I know they can't. This is not something that they can afford to continue to do.
They're barely home. That I know.
They're the only cleaners of the hotel in one of the hotels in Long Bay. So they work all the time. Jason said the only thing he needed to do was maybe that meter was flawed.
We can
You ready to change
change
it out?
We can change it out. I mean, but what do we do if it's still the same?
Well, they may have to get a plumber in there. Well, you say it's not spinning.
Yeah, the landlord said it's us.
Well, did he meet you there?
Yeah.
And Jason said, I mean, if it's not spinning when nobody's
Yeah.
using it,
You turn the faucet on and it spins like normal. So, I mean, it's hard to say that it's the meter when it's working fine.
Is there a hose or sticker or something that could have been left on?
That's the only thing I think of. They're there at nighttime. So,
Yeah,
I mean,
but
it's
they're
hard
not
to
using that
tell.
at night.
Yeah, so what? They don't have a garden or nothing, do they?
Yeah, not
I don't
no.
think so. It's just that little bitty spot right there. So what do we need to do on the bill? Well, we can do another credit. I just didn't want to do it without coming to y'all.
Gotta do another credit to figure out what the problem is.
I mean, we changed the meter out. I mean, it's,
I don't know, every time I ever had a leak like this, somebody had an issue, I'd come up before the city council. I ain't about it. And I mean, I don't see
But they're
nobody here
probably
complaining about it.
Well, I did. They came by 2 or 3 times, and I told them I'd talk to the council about it.
What I'm saying, I had to come before the council. I don't see nobody here.
But they're working.
That they went through the clerk with it, with his work cases there.
how are you?
whatever y'all decide.
We're gonna have to figure out what's going on.
I mean,
You think they need a plumber?
I told the landlord, he said that, he gonna call him.
Say what?
The landlord, he thinks it's us, he ain't.
He ain't budget.
I tell you what I do. I change the meter out. It stays the same. I let the landlord pay the bill, cut water out.
You that,
I mean, that's,
So just hold off on making them pay anything until we change the meter and see, is that what you're saying?
just go to the next meeting or something?
Well, I'd like to have them pay like what their normal bill is so that they don't get so far behind they can't catch it up.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
And then on the other one,
Um,
Street.
That's just a.
We don't
it's a
have to
mistake right
vote
there.
on this. I think we can all just agree on it, can't we?
I think so, but I just wanted y'all to be aware before I did anything.
So are we in agreement that that's what we're gonna do? They're gonna pay their normal bill?
Oh,
Jason's,
yeah.
Jason's gonna change out the meter. Gary, that's what you were saying, and then if nothing changes, then they can deal with it,
Yeah,
and their landlord will get it. Okay, are we all in agreement on that?
yeah.
Yes.
And then on the next one, on Green Street, I guess they said there's an old shed in the back that they didn't even know had water running to it. So it was busted, made a $693 water bill.
Yeah, for the water.
Absolutely.
The sewer portion is $348.81.
Only you can take that off. You know, do an adjustment.
And this is the one that we did a credit on 4 months ago?
No, that
No.
was the
Okay,
other one.
okay.
They've not had a credit because this was their first month paying sewer because they just got their sewer lines hooked up after.
Yeah, I remember, because there was nothing there.
So we can't adjust the water off of it, but we can adjust the sewer.
You can adjust the sewer.
Is everybody in agreement with that?
These.
how,
So number 4, citizen audit and
Yeah.
I had hoped that Michelle would be here, but
What about our insurance for that? Will it, do we can,
I,
it's probably not gonna be enough to go through the insurance.
because I thought it was the father, but it's not the.
No, it's Junior.
It's
It's Junior.
Yeah, I thought it was the father, because I was like, well, what he doing?
No, it's
But
Junior.
it's Junior.
Yeah.
Well, I was told today that it was Junior.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't put that on there. He, so, he's very pleasant,
I know
young
he's very
man.
nice.
And he said, you know, I usually try to go around them, but the people coming from Ebenezer kind of treat it as a speedway, which we've heard from the church and everybody else. So he had to dodge to get out of the way and went to the,
We had hit that.
and hit the hole. So I told him I had to come to y'all.
which you did get a chance to talk to Michelle about it.
Probably need to speak to her and see what we. Because I don't think he's driving the truck.
No, he parked it because he said it really needed, it was, yeah.
He's driving somebody else's car up.
Yeah.
His mom, probably.
I mean, if it's something that we need to do, we will, but I would be more comfortable getting,
Her opinion.
So,
attorney's opinion on it, given the circumstances of the road and the fact that he was on one side, the opposite side and all that.
so if she says yes, can y'all guide me tonight with a yes or a no so that we don't have to?
Can I get a motion to approve, paying for the citizens' auto damage with Michelle Jordan's consent, with our attorneys?
I make a motion to approve it.
Got a second? Any discussion? All in favor? Motion carried. And then that way if she says no, then you just let her know and she can explain to us at the next meeting. Number 5, Timothy Garden. We had some paperwork. I guess you emailed this.
Yeah, I got it this afternoon and printed it for y'all, so that's what wasn't in your packet.
And it was just a quick, I sat down this afternoon and typed up. Obviously, the back page is something I've already sent to y'all last year. I think it was last January. Yes. But I just sat down real quick and whipped that out for y'all, so we had it in stock about.
I finally meet with the electrician. I'll meet with the electrician tomorrow out there. I've been trying to make with one, they never would show up. Meet with Travis all tomorrow.
And show us some Ford Echo pictures so we always have to see what the rest of it.
So you are meeting with the electrician tomorrow?
Yeah.
Or after that?
That's what we would do in China.
They're not the best of pictures, so it's at least something.
So you don't have any invoice, it's just an itemized list?
No, I mean, I can pull some invoices if you want. I just pulled, like I said, I sat down and went through records and statements and pulled what I could.
Well, since the mayor's gonna meet with the electrician, we're trying to figure out how much that's gonna cost to separate, so we can figure if we need to pay to separate it, if we need to be charging you a certain amount of power. Since we're still getting that together, it's my suggestion that she pull the invoices for us and we set a date to look at them. A date to look at it, or at the next meeting, Mr. Gary had the information on the electricity, if that's all right with everybody.
Can you come to the next meeting when they have the total for the electrical and send me those invoices prior to that so I can have them in their packet?
Are you doing anything else out there? We need to stop.
And we just got these today, so we need to
We
review
need to
these.
stop
and see what's done.
because you didn't get permission for us to do something else, did you? We need to stop until we can get this straightened out, because we can't keep.
I've been continuously working on the building
Well,
for
you
years now.
can't, that's why we got maintenance.
I'm not sure on what,
department.
but I believe if you look back in minutes of some meetings, he does have permission to work on it.
Wow.
I'm not.
Let me tell you something, we didn't even know anything about the thing. But you know that I did not. It's the other council members didn't know either until it was open. You never took us around there to show us. You took some council members, but you didn't take me or anybody else. Did you take me? No.
It was stated multiple times in meetings, and those councilmen were reached out
Yeah,
to
but
me
you would
and
go,
made the
you took other people around there to show them, and I was under the impression it was a gym for the kids. That's what I never knew what it was for. You didn't never say that. You never told the council that. Don't tell me you did, because you didn't. I was under the impression that it was for the kids here, okay? That's what I was
I
under the
think
impression it was
there's
for.
two different gyms in there. There's a basketball gym.
I know where the basketball gym is, I
Okay.
know that,
The
but
basketball
I'm
gym
saying
was
what you
legit.
was working at. I thought that he was getting a gym for the children, for our rec department. That's what I thought. I never knew that it was a personal thing for you. Let me say that, okay? I didn't know that.
So-
Which is okay. I'm not saying anything. It's okay with me.
Can you go back and look up the minutes of the meeting?
Gary, I know what I'm saying.
I didn't
I was
say-
not told to
I
come
did
around
not
there
say-
looking at the
did
gym.
not say what you were saying.
Okay.
I understand that.
I'm telling
I
him.
was asking this.
Plus, I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to him.
That's fine.
Okay,
Keep
stop.
talking. I'm not.
Stop.
Uh,
Okay,
I'm talking to
so-
him.
Tim,
I'm not talking to you.
Ms. Candy.
if you can get us the invoices that you have,
Are we speaking?
and when's our next meeting?
The 20th.
May 20th, Mr. Gary should be able to haul the electricity,
I'll get with
something like that.
Ms.
And
Candy,
we'll
will
just
you
come
look
back
up-
with it, and until then, if
That's what
we
we
do
said.
any improvements or anything, just stop, so we don't have to add those into what we're dealing with.
Stop.
That's, that way you're not having to come back again. We'll have everything, meaning, so we can work this out. And get it
So is the,
started.
will you stop on the concern that I don't have permission and I shouldn't be improving city property? Or the concern that, oh no, we may have to pay him back and owe him?
No.
No, that's not
Which one is that?
What
you
I'm
didn't give
saying is,
permission.
what I'm saying is, personally, Tim, is we just got this today, literally. She printed it when I walked in the door.
Mhm.
So, there are concerns about when we separate this, the taxes that the city's gonna have to pay, different liabilities and stuff like that, that we talked to with the attorney, which she could not be here tonight, unfortunately. She had pain on it, but she was not able to come. what I'm saying is that if you're doing any major work out there right now between now and the time that we come back on this, then you're gonna have to provide us with more. And it's just a numbers thing for me.
Right.
That's all. I'm not telling you to stop operating the gym or nothing like
Right,
that.
that
I'm
makes
just saying the work, the prep, the
Right.
upgrade that you're doing,
Right.
let's hold off on that. and
So that
see.
way you don't have to add any more to the equation, you're thinking. okay, I
Yes,
got
so
you.
we can get our numbers squared
Right,
up.
thank you.
All right. Okay, so does anybody else have anything on that? We will meet back on the 20th.
Again, you're sitting in your AirPods.
Okay.
That'd be all.
The port or something?
Chocolate from Spain and I'm Cool. And then
I think
We have nothing else on that, so I'm adjourning the special meeting and opening the workshops. Number 1, update on ditches.
I put in there a letter to everybody, have it somewhere. The property owner on Dawkins emailed or sent a letter to the state, basically requested help with ditch problems and drainage problems. The way I read the letter, and I think that's the way the attorney also understands the letter, is that, 1, we would need to pull permits, but 2, the maintenance is the citizen's responsibility.
That's what it says.
That's how I understand the letter. So it does say that the city can assume responsibility. They would then need to pull all the permitting for that and have each individual property owner give permission.
There's a lot of ditches now.
Yeah.
So I think that needs to be something that's put on the agenda when Michelle can be here, maybe
Yeah.
the 20th, to discuss.
Yeah. We didn't know until
Anything else
today
done with the
that
ditches?
Michelle had a family
No, we didn't,
emergency.
it wasn't after, sorry.
I think we need to put this on the agenda for when Michelle will be here next time before we do anything else on the ditches.
Yeah, that's what I was telling.
Is everybody in agreement with that?
I got one thing on this, and we're catching out about it now. We have to get what they call a drainage and field permit. Then you have to go back and get a written thing from everybody that has the ditch. We kind of buzzed up a little bit on this ditch and we're gonna go back and redo it, and I talked to Jason about it. But I would, then someone looked at it, not bad, just, we need to pile those dirt up because it don't run out like it should. You know, across it, cart water's always mounting both sides, it's always. The other side, you can't mow down. It just, we're gonna have to address that,
Okay, but
but I don't think we can without the permit.
yeah, and Mr. Gary, the other concern that I have is that the other complainant about their ditch flooding, if we do anything
Right,
with anybody
right.
else's ditch right now, we're going.
I agree with you.
Okay, thank you.
Can I say something? I've never been to a meeting before about the ditches.
Yes, ma'am.
I got a call, actually one call, I guess, the beginning of the week, and then another for last week, and then another call from this man, and I didn't know if it, was spam or something, and his name was Jake Howard, I think. And I talked to him today, and he was from the environmental division of ditches. And, yeah, he said that the homeowner blamed me for my dirty ditches over on Dawkins. And he was asking me questions if I thought that it was my ditches. I said, I had no idea, never heard that before. Of course, nothing's been cleaned out forever. I gave permission initially, and some of it looks like it was dug out on my side. I told them I did the same thing when I called the townhouse over there. I blamed the ditches, but the land is so low, in the water field or whatever you call it, but I had done the same thing when I bought, wet land in town, so
I don't clean the ditches anymore a lot. I don't know. But I did talk to the man, he wanted to know what I thought about it.
So he has not called here, so I don't.
I got 2 calls from this guy, yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably, it could possibly be the other homeowners may have contacted him.
Well, they sent the
It
letter.
was from the state.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
sent the letter.
Yeah, he said that, and yeah, I was just kind of surprised getting a call, but I guess it's because it's my property or whatever over there. And I always drive around and look, I don't know where it drains from or where it's blocked. I know Jeannie Shipes has got a big.
That's
Once-
a Jason question. I think.
Once your
Okay.
ditch gets to the highway, it's
It
like,
does.
it's completely full of dirt already. Like your ditch, when it gets to the stop sign, it's done. Like there's no more drainage. Like they're all, like, cause I live right there at the corner in the blue house. And my ditch is just
The blue house.
with a big fenced in yard.
But the neck was off made.
Across from mine.
Anyways, yeah, the ditches are, yeah,
On
they're,
McFadden.
it's not even a ditch anymore right now.
Oh.
Well, and years ago, and I know Mr. Gary can tell us, the city used to use prisoners, contracts. We've done all kind of things to clean out the ditches and keep them clean. But the problem is now, is that I think the laws have changed. And for what the attorney was saying, we needed to look into it. We just got all this started. And now we're at a point where we need to find out.
Well, the prisoners
What's
can't
gonna
go
go
on.
on?
The county can't do it.
The prisoners can't go on.
The county can't go, cause in Bay County, they go through it. I mean, they
Well,
don't do a
it
good
used to-
job, but they
used
can.
to. Here, the city would do it, or it was even contracted out at one point. But every property owner, there was actually a piece of paper that they signed giving us an easement to go on it.
Yeah.
Now everything has changed, and we're not sure if we actually own the ditches or if the property owner.
Yeah.
And if the property owner owns the ditches, then it's their responsibility to keep them clean.
Yeah.
If it's the city, then it's on us, so. And from what we've just received, it looks like it may be the property owner, but again, I think we need to.
It's not gonna be good if one property owner does their
cleans
ditch
theirs,
and then the next one don't.
Then there's gonna end up being, you're gonna have property owners going back and forth in civil litigation on it. That, again, we need to get with the trail out there.
So Josh, I think I know where the blue house
You go to the
is.
stop sign on the blue house that has the fenced in yard.
Yeah.
Big white dog.
Yeah,
That's
and you get flooded or the ditch?
It does, but it goes, like I have a low spot in my backyard. I have a pretty big yard, but there is a low spot and it kind of all just sits there.
Yeah.
But there is a ditch that it runs to, but the ditch is so full, it's not really, the culvert's probably 3/4 of the way full, so it has nowhere to go.
Hey, going back to Texas,
Yeah.
she going to move it.
I can't do it, it's our property.
And Gary said you gotta do it
And I'm
right.
That's the problem. I mean, you go in there, clean the ditch out, well, that's the problem I have. You know, used to, you get the letter, I got all them files from the old days. back
Yeah,
then.
used to, everybody agreed to let
You
the
know,
city do
that's,
it.
the
but-
problem is like, it just say you clean her ditch, you know, and if the people beside her don't get permission, it's a lose-lose. I mean, it just,
Still helps with mosquitoes.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Just saying.
Well, I cleared, and Josh he did a fantastic job digging. That was great. The ryegrass I cuss, but I'm killing it. And I paid somebody to clean it when I first got the property. And then last year, and it's only been a year and a half, I cleaned it myself. And then he dug the ditch and I went in there again and it looks real nice if I don't say so myself. That's why I'm walking funny. I got the weed whacker in there and cut it out, but it goes all the way to those apartments.
Right.
And I don't know whose property it is. I'm over there trying to clear it because it's part of the ditch. That's all. I just want my land back, and that's why I wanted a culvert. You know, that's a lot of land to that fence too, where I can't clean out by the fence if it's this huge ditch. That's all. And I'll do it myself. That's fine. Because that's what I do.
And so we in all in agreement that we'll speak with Michelle on this at the next meeting.
Yes.
I have a question though, because I'm sure I'll go through this before. about if anything, the council said anything. From her ditches, okay, Laporte's is cleared up to Jeannie's, but on the other side of Jeannie's, if Jeannie's was cleared, would it then run? That is my question.
Yeah.
Here you talking about
We
just the other
They
junk.
can go on there.
And their house won't get flooded?
Yeah.
Or is it? Their house looks like it's, you know.
It's always gonna be
Right.
It's
low,
always-
but
Yeah.
It's kind of like theirs, it holds water, but I mean, right now it has nowhere to go, but I mean, we can't go over.
but on the other side of Jeannie's property,
Yeah.
if her ditch is clear, then that water has a place to go.
Yeah.
Because that is what's gonna be asked of me.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I mean, but we can't go on.
Okay,
Yeah.
then I had two other questions, which I didn't get answered, was Dawkins where the culverts are sitting and that ditch is dug out,
Yeah.
was that city?
Yeah, that's ours right there.
Okay.
In the front, up front there.
The whole ditch is dug out and the pile of culverts is sitting. I was
Yeah,
wondering
yeah.
if city paid for that, if the property owner paid for that, and who did the work?
The you talk about the culverts right there?
Yeah.
All that, we pay for that, but that's not for that. That's
Okay.
for- Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
'Cause-
I see what you're saying.
Yeah. Thank you then.
Yep.
I'm good.
Yep.
I'm
I see
good.
what you're saying. That's not to go, yeah,
Okay.
I got you. I see what you're saying.
Because fair is fair, you know?
Yeah,
Okay.
Okay, if we don't have anything else on that, let's move to number 2, residential property being used commercially. Mr. Gary?
This is a lady and gentleman come to the meeting. Y'all all got lists of the chose on that Frederick Elizabeth Smith property. They're already been in operation. Thing is that they increase, if you'll read this, it talks about cabins. And if you look, all these cabins
Yeah, I've seen that.
will be back in, John, you know where it's at, they'll be back in here.
Is that up there, Yankee Town? up there?
Coach Todd, you know.
Yeah.
Just talk on camp.
That,
Yeah.
Well, and at the last time that they came to the meeting, they specifically said, I know the question was asked more than once, they were just renting canoes. That's what they said. That's what they
And
said.
they're not.
Yeah, I know. We knew that when the question was asked,
Right.
but they said it in.
But there's one septic tank down here. And we're talking about, I don't,
that's what,
Gus Todd, and we're not sure if it was hand up or he hired it up. We don't know what side of the difference. What I'm saying is if they can't handle the septic system down there, it's gonna flood into the creek.
it's all.
It's already done. When creek
Yeah.
floods,
I think all that goes underwater there.
yeah.
The whole thing, the way, and looking, talking to different people, we've told them they've got to go to planning.
Right.
And they need to go also to the, if planning then pursued it, they would go in front of the planning board. They have still not gone to planning, but they are operating.
Correct.
And so
So what?
that's for, then, I think that's where we're at here is what y'all want to do about it.
Well, and I'm really concerned at the tractor that's in the,
And DEP was called, remember y'all asked me to call DEP on this, on that particular photo months ago, and I called them twice.
didn't it come?
I've not heard a word back.
Is that where the excavator was out there in the woods too?
Yeah, in the water, sitting in the creek.
Is that so?
Yeah, and there was, I think, I'm pretty sure we
Did you tell
were,
them to look at the tractor?
we
It
were
was an
told that they
excavator, they took
took
little small
trees out.
Yeah.
I
I
called
think that's the
and
same. I
spoke
may
to
be
two
wrong.
different people. Now, whether they win, I don't
Yeah, they're doing
know,
that.
but I never got back.
And sometimes they don't get back.
Well, these are reviews of people that have stayed at this place. They're basically
Well, you can look it up on
saying
Airbnb.
And it's been on Facebook. It was on Facebook the first time that they came to us. Somebody in the audience actually pulled it up, and it was different than what they were requesting. We have agreed not to give them a license, so we need to figure out who to get this information to that's willing to do something about it, in my opinion.
This DEP? Well, code is coming Tuesday to meet with Mr. Gary. I spoke with Miss Janet, because she's the code for county, and y'all told me to go ahead and call her. So she's coming Tuesday, but she told me she's already been out there one time, way a while back.
What did she have to
Told them
do?
they had to go to planning.
And they still haven't gone?
apparently they're not going through the proper channels that everybody has to go to, just like we're trying to open a business and we are going through the proper channels. They are not.
Well, Steven.
Maybe a letter from the city going to DEP would mean more than sending some cost.
Along with this, and from what I'm reading here, there's at least 2 cabins.
There's one, I think there's just one, but he's splitting that trailer up and calling it 2.
Yeah, that's used to be a trailer here that's reporting.
They're calling cabin 1 and cabin 2.
One of them is a 2-bedroom, I think, and one's a 1-bedroom.
That's what they say.
So we'll know more Wednesday after Mr. Geary talks to Janet with code, but I think we need to know after he talks with her and finds out, what do y'all want code to do? Like, do y'all want to go with the county to let them do something? If they can.
I'm trying to figure out how you got permit to do all this.
They haven't, that's the problem.
I mean, you know.
So they got an Airbnb, cabins, canoes.
Build up there, nobody, they have no permit.
Yeah, and I'm told that they're also trying to bring in RVs for rent RV spaces.
No,
They ain't got
you're
nothing
not
to do
being
down
told. That's them on their advertising page.
Okay.
I didn't see him, there you go.
Yeah, and everything that you see in that report came off their Facebook page. That's what they're saying they're doing,
If,
not me.
So they just went behind on
Well,
that.
that's the problem. We gotta get somebody to do whatever y'all or what have them.
I know exactly what it is. They ain't got enough to do nothing there.
If code, when I meet with code enforcement and get her opinion, which I pretty well know what it's gonna be, I think we should write a letter to the city, should write a letter to the planning commission, say we're against it.
Well, I did a letter before and the planning commission understands that y'all are. That has been established
Okay.
up there.
And I don't understand how they're getting away with not having those permits that they would need from the county on any of this.
Let me shed some light on that for you.
They haven't went to the county.
He considers himself, and this is from his own lips, to be a sovereign citizen. Do you know what that means?
Yeah.
He's a sovereign citizen. What your commission here says, he doesn't have to abide by that. And it's evidenced by, he's been running that Airbnb for at least 2 years now.
Yeah, it was in operation the first time they came to
Oh, yeah.
us.
Yeah.
A year and a half or so
I
ago.
thought they were living there. I thought they told us
They do not live there, according to what they say. I've been told by her that she had went to planning and then she had not. So we just need to get to the right people, and because I can't imagine the county or DEP allowing this to go on without.
You know, it was already there, that building was already there. Now, what he did on behind it now, I don't know. I know this building.
that was what
There's
they're
one
adding
building
in.
there that I know of, I remember being on the boat, was
that-
the big one right on the water.
Yep.
That building's been there at least
That was
40
Coast
years.
Yeah, it's
Todd's
been there a while.
getaway, we used to stay there when we were in high school. I was,
Now, what he's got on behind them woods, I don't
Oh,
know.
I ain't here to get on
I ain't
to
been
that.
on the street. But I'll pay for you about this.
The city doesn't have a short-term rental or Airbnb policy against doing that. That's done all over the city. I mean, people rent places out. The issue is the commercial business aspect of it in the residential zone with renting the canoes and having, parties for the,
And people that rent.
Only
Right.
three, and the septic.
And the
is
septic,
huge.
I don't, yeah.
Yeah.
That's my
They're
concern.
advertising 25 campsites. So in reality, you could have 25 people camping out
I
there,
haven't seen
25 tents.
porta potty in any of the areas.
It'll be in the county, so.
In any of this hateful.
You have to have a pop out to the sewer tank till there, I mean, pop anywhere, pop poop out there. And I don't think, no man lived there, they'd do it. I know the house next door did. Mr. Marshall, I know what he do.
Okay, so, Mr. Gary, you're gonna meet with Linda.
Well, Wednesday.
Okay.
I say no, because all the fees, we got enough canoers on that creek. You can't go up the creek.
Full of trash everywhere.
And then you let them get in there, they don't even clean out the creek with a boat and go up there. Only people go down and up that creek with canoeing.
Trash everywhere.
You just figure it out. I get by murder, we got to pay all these taxes.
So do we have anything else on number 2? No, let's move to number 3, audit updates.
I had hoped that I'd have the bound copies of the audit for y'all, but the audit did get turned in by the deadline, a day before the deadline. So there was no funds withheld, and the audit that's coming up due, will be done within the next 2 weeks. So we are actually going to be early turning it in.
Good.
So that's
great news.
good news and a relief.
Thank you. Yes, thank you. Number 4, clerk budget updates.
I just put this in there for y'all to read, to be thinking about. And y'all didn't ask me to bring this here tonight, so if you don't want me to talk about it tonight, we don't have to. But I'm starting to try to work on the budget.
Those get kind for that.
We, originally y'all budgeted $675 a month for our accountant to do bank statements and payroll. Jason and I send over payroll, they do their portion, send it back, and then I take it from there. When we changed over from Banyan to QuickBooks, and all that data had to be done, that's how come the audit was actually behind, because of the program change. They didn't get it. They had an issue with reporting. Anyway, so it's all caught up, but we budgeted this year $2,000 a month for the accountant to basically enter data. Let me just put it that way. But when we write a check, that's now being done. It's tagged under, it's for this account. Say it's for general fund and it's for the fire department. Then it's repairs and maintenance and general account and tagged for the fire department. So that's all being done when a check is written. So, and y'all don't shoot me for saying it, but I can do a lot more things for the city to get them more money if I was free to do that stuff. Like go to all these meetings that I don't get to go to most of the time. And actually work on grants, which I need to, they're all coming in right now, and it's a lot of things to do. So, just a proposal, but if you took that money that you really don't need to pay the accountant and hired a part-time person to do that portion of the job, you would have an extra person on hand for when somebody needs to be out, if I need to go to a meeting. And I feel like, let's just say y'all got rid of me, but another clerk, and it's not even me, could work harder at getting more things done for the city. That would improve the city and financially improve the city. And that's just my thought on that. And then, did I put the haunted house in there? Yeah. So, just a thought, but if Rec took over, since we haven't had a haunted house in a few years, and did a fall festival haunted house combo, I think it would make a lot of money for the rec department. Do it right here. Yeah. You want to do part of it? But, and Nikki said she'll do anything. I talked to her, I said, can I take this to the council? Are you opposed to that? And she said, I don't do scary, but I'll do whatever you want me to do. And I said, well, I'll do the scary part if you can do the other part. But whoever wants to do it, it can still bring in a good revenue,
If they did it
income.
together,
Yeah,
then
then you can share the rest.
And you could do the scary part.
That's what Wausau does. They run like a little haunted house for a few weeks.
And then just have one night of fall festival at the finale kind of
Yeah.
night or whatever. So I think that would be something that would bring in a good bit of income for the rec, for the fire department, for, you know, whichever department.
We need to get Shaq together and let them
Okay.
put their heads together and see what they come up with. On what you said about the CPA, for the next meeting where where we can vote, which will be our next meeting, the CPA's contract versus the money that you're talking about, what they would be doing, what that other money, what's being done anyway. Could you break it down that for each of us so we can?
Is this contract up?
See.
We don't really have a contract with them. They did a proposal, y'all accepted the proposal, and then he started doing it. And then at the last budget, we said, hey, all this stuff's gotta be entered, we're so far behind, da-da-da, and so y'all budgeted like $2,000 a month for him to do it. But really, the stuff, since it's caught up,
Well, he was giving you a headache too.
I'm just saying, a part-time person, you could have a whole nother person for when it's busy at the city hall, or if I wanted to go somewhere and had to come back early to do some things, maybe I wouldn't have to do that, I'm just saying.
Well, what it's boiled down to is a lot of what they signed on to do
Well, at
is
the
now being
end,
done by you anyway.
yeah.
Well, they got us caught up.
And I know
No,
that.
I understand that.
100%, they got us caught up.
For the audit though, he
But,
messed with your brain, I'm telling you, because you was about to pull your hair out because he didn't have it done on time. And you was just calling, I gotta get this done, I got it, and that was putting a hardship on you. And that's what I didn't,
Well,
I did not like that.
I know.
When he was supposed to have it done, we'll be able
I
to
was
do
given
that.
deadlines on the phone that never happened.
That's what I'm saying.
And I know that you've had to do a lot of the work, and I'm not bad mouthing them or
No.
anything. I'm just saying if we can do like what you're talking about, even if we keep them on to do something,
Well, I
do something
think-
they need to be doing, fine.
them doing the payroll would still be great. Them doing the $675 a month that they originally
Started out with.
Yeah.
would be great. But the benefit of taking that extra money and having a person to cover or answer the phones or whatever when it's busy, or like today when, you know, I needed to show the community center, but it's only me. So then I gotta leave the office to go do that. And that's nothing with Miss Carolyn, her job is not a full-time job, there's no point in paying benefits for that. But if you hired another part-time without benefits,
You say.
you got the same,
thing.
you know,
And you're getting more work.
you're getting more work, because they can do multiple tasks.
So if you could get us a breakdown of that
Okay.
at the next meeting, because we can't vote on it.
Did I have anything else in there for that though?
You see nothing in?
Was that it? Haunted house, okay.
That's something on the house. When she had told me about it.
Before I call for an adjournment, Shaq, do you have anything?
Yes, ma'am.
You're not busy.
Just a couple things, a few things. Our quarterly report was completed, turned into Zane County. I was approached by a couple of guys on this department. They want to build and create a dive pool because of the creeks or rivers, everything around.
Well, then Sheriff Cruz asked you about it?
Yes, well, the sheriff's office has a dive tool. So I reached out to him, said that he would be opposed. I spoke with him at the high school actually, and he told me he would be okay because there'd be more hands. Of course, our guys that do training will work directly under them at the sheriff's office if they ever get called out for some of that. But to get them certified, starting out, there's 3 classes, and we will need the first one. Right off the rip, it's $540 a person, which is $2,700 for 5. So that's what I want to do, just 75 right now. See how it works out with the training and stuff like that. Make sure we're not wasting money. The guys are going to stay there. And we'd have to eventually get them to a year to do it in a dive shop that just opened here. They do this certification where that is on the dive tool. Other than that, we got our pump testing for our trucks, which is going to be 860 motor trucks we tested at the ladders, and then our a brush truck update. So it's up and running. It's still over at 10.8. They got the pump running, but we ain't got no lights on it. So they quoted me for some lights. The quote come back $4,202.46 for the emergency lights and sirens that we put on there. And
Can't run a truck without them.
can't run without them. I know we got that extra money for the brush truck. So I mean, I don't know if we can use that, some of it, anyway.
Put that and the dogs train, hope we have the agenda because we would have to vote on
Okay.
it, discuss it.
And then he also said when he was looking over at the phone system on the brush truck, on the tank phone system, it's inoperable. And when I took it off, they'll have to order another phone system that wanted it. Have it installed would be $1,256.63.
Oh. I think so.
So I'm gonna put all that on the agenda
Yeah.
for the next meeting.
I can see.
Yes, we're all there.
And remind me before the next meeting.
Is that all you have?
That's all I got.
Okay.
I did remember something.
Go ahead, Ms. Gaines.
Okay, so I told y'all the compressor, one of the compressors was out in the council chamber. It's a dual compressor system. The cheapest they've been able to find to do it is $5,500 to replace it. That replaces one. I wanted Michelle to be here because I think I have to send that to actual bids, not just call around and get estimates. I think I have to put it out for a bid, but I'll check with her tomorrow. Because it's keeping it in the high 70s, running it just so it's not completely stale in there, because you know everything will mold and mildew in there. So I'll try to have that done. If she says it's gotta go to bid, I'll get it in the paper before the next meeting, so maybe hopefully y'all can vote on it. The other thing is y'all approved, some scoreboards way back. Nikki got estimates on 3, the paperwork's in my office. But one of them is being paid for one of the teams raised so much money they raised so much money in donations and sales and whatnot that they want to buy a scoreboard. So, yeah, so I think we could get 3 total, and that's under $7,000 for all 3 scoreboards. So, that's,
Those are the 12 you.
yeah, and I apologize
last
because
year.
it was, yeah. So anyway, that's just an amazing thing, you know, that would help, you know, that scoreboard would be there a long time, and those kids, you know, they worked harder to get that done. So anyway, if that's okay, then we would go ahead and order scoreboards. Y'all put that money in the budget, so it should be good to go. Okay.
They're getting all like a whole different scoreboard, or is it like a wiring issue?
There'll be a scoreboard on each thing, and that way then they can do the tournaments where people pay to come and use our fields.
Well, there's scoreboards there now, but I'm saying.
They don't work, yeah, the scoreboards don't work.
The wires were tore out. I think,
I don't think they ever use them ever.
the last time I remember using them,
And they need a window up in the upstairs. They need an actual person, the contractor person to come replace that upstairs window. Is that right, Jason? It's just covered or something right now? Okay.
where you talking about that?
At the sportsplex, upstairs.
Yeah, it's gonna mold it.
Yeah, and so if they do the scoreboards, that's another thing, but just to secure it and keep it from raining and whatnot, we need that. So I will call to do estimates for that, and then if it's under our amount, y'all can just vote on it.
Okay.
That other thing, Walker did, Circle H closed last Friday, so it's been figuring out what we're gonna do about the cemetery. If you want, think about, do you want to get it resurveyed, or just still with the survey you got, so.
The survey we've got's not that old.
You just send him nothing.
Can't we use it?
As far as I'm concerned, you can.
So if you use it, then y'all just need to go ahead and say you're gonna put up a fence and do it before it changes hands. Basically, it's a get it done right now thing, is that what you're?
It's already changed hands.
Well, we just need to go, y'all just saying, hey, y'all want me to get a fence company to come, okay.
And there was money budgeted at one point for
There-
that fence.
yes,
It's gonna
there
go
was.
up, I'm sure,
Well, I'm sure.
but there was money in the budget for that fence.
And I will just give y'all an update. We just got our reimbursement last week on, around $60,000 worth of grant stuff that we had paid out. I have a meeting, Jason and I have a meeting tomorrow in Chipley at 10, so I'm gonna go to the bank. I didn't wanna waste city's money going twice, so I'm gonna go after the meeting or before the meeting. So a huge chunk of that then will be going back in the general fund tomorrow. The Sportsplex, they finished everything on time. I have sent all of the invoices to Fred. He has to send them all in to close it out to get reimbursement on that. That's gonna be around $40,000 that we'll be getting back from that. That may take 2 months. So we're in the, I like the numbers be certain level before I'm
Yeah.
paying stuff and doing stuff. But we should be getting that back also in the next 2 months.
Does anybody else have anything?
Can I bring up the possibility of y'all permitting me or selling me a permit to have an adult field day on the track again? I don't know if we can do that here or if I need to do it for next meeting or what. I just want to bring it back to the education.
Put it on to the next meeting. What is it called?
I didn't hear you tell me.
An adult trap day.
Oh,
Feels that.
And I'll have y'all's word.
You don't have the dates.
and I got a call today about Church Street.
Which
going on?
where? Oh, yeah, Mr. Pippin called this morning, and I told him that the last I was told by Dale, I think Mr. Gary knows too, they're looking at the end of May or June of starting to put out for bids. Now, when we get bids in, those numbers don't work because it's 4 years later, then that's gonna be a big thing for y'all, but I'm just putting a bid, y'all pretty bids.
I got one thing. A neighbor came to me, and it bothers me too, but with Fatter Street, it's like a drag strip. Is there any way it'll be from like one more stop sign or speed bumps?
We're not allowed to do speed bumps, the attorney said before, because we asked about that.
They check their parameters and stuff, so I don't make sense.
Right past,
Four-way,
Taylor Carter right there.
yeah.
You think anybody's gonna stop if they're speeding?
I don't know. They just,
This bag,
We could do, we could do a 4-way stop there like we did at,
I've actually like got into it with someone and they've like threatened to shoot me before.
yes,
They're
man,
speeding, so-
but they blow that 4-way too.
The
You
new
just go right
four-way is-
through it, because they don't see
And
no.
it may not hurt, put in a call to the sheriff's department and let them know
Yeah.
also.
That's it.
Put in a,
Well, could we maybe reach out to sheriff too and just have it some
more patrol.
presence right
Because
there?
they're in town now, the sheriff's department's in town, but they're mostly on 79 if we could have them start running some of the back streets.
Masterpiece too, but they're speeding.
They've been sitting the 4-way stop at the track a lot.
Yeah, I've been seeing them, but.
Well, you forget it if
They
you've
always
done
pull
it for
them right
40 years, you forget that it's there and until you are going too fast.
I'm talking about the one at the church. The track in the church. I've seen at least 7 people pulled over right there just doing a California stop, and they're sitting right there in this church parking lot. So they're already.
They
do,
hide in
yeah.
the corner back there, so by the time you done turn, it's too late, they ain't got you.
Well, one last budget thing. I don't know where we're gonna find the money, but I'm gonna do my best to find the money to get a one full-time. And I wanted to ask if, because the Safers, we didn't,
When is the county submitting to it's about?
it's usually on morning at 9 o'clock. I think it's not the 6, I'll look
We
and
can
see.
see what day it is.
Mr. Paul, do you know when the county commissioner meetings are?
There's one coming up pretty quick. She sent out a
Is it like the
That's what I
thing this
16th or
morning.
something?
I'll let you know.
I
I'll email
probably
you.
have it too, I just couldn't remember.
Because I was gonna go to it for that reason, because that day when that house caught fire out there, there was nobody.
And that's very, you know, you can think about yourself sitting up in that house and there is nobody to respond to this call. Come on. I was gonna bring it up to the council too, because maybe, I don't know, even if they furnish one and we furnish one, it'd be us. You know what I mean? Looking to the public.
Shaq,
The ninth.
what do you think was like?
The workshop is the 9th.
We had,
The ninth?
we had a
The
discussion.
9th, so that's this week.
Have you found out anything about, the ones in Bay County that you thought might be interested?
Oh, I got bunch of them.
Did you ever work out a price? Because you said you were gonna get a price and come back to
They
you.
didn't talk to the price.
Well, they-
See if you see what you can find out about the next meeting.
They ain't even gotta be big, it can be like, so does Mariana firefighters, all over. Some of them look for part-time jobs, you know,
Is there,
just for extra
sorry.
income.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Is there a, I don't know if this sounds like a stupid idea or not, but could they dual action as, or dual work as daytime firefighter, police person?
Like they have to have at least 3.
What's the deal, sir?
Well, y'all, I know we talked about finding a
Police officer.
police officer, so I was just, don't know that I can find money for 2, I'm trying to find money for 1.
Yeah, face that.
Well, you know, and this may be something, and I'm just throwing this out there, but the dog track used to hire, and I think they still do, hire people to come out there and with their agent. And I want to say that, or they were either part-timers or retired, they were still certified.
My pink shack.
Look into.
Well, he does a regular job.
I do it part-time. I'm almost done with school for a long.
Or you, now I didn't realize that you were doing one thing.
I'm done in July, yeah.
Yeah, then see, you can,
I'm almost
There was
done
one
with
other
school
thing,
too.
there was one other thing that, I was told, and maybe Jason knows about this, because he had mentioned it to me too, that there's citizens that has keys to all the stuff at Shady Grove.
Yeah. So do we need to change the locks out there?
The citizen has keys to all the stuff out there.
why do citizens have keys to Shade Grove?
You need to figure that out. We was told that Trey was in there out keys. Now whether that's, I don't know.
So the only ones that are supposed to have keys are him and Nikki. It's my understanding.
Yeah, I guess.
Well,
he's
probably the
middle school coach.
is he the middle school coach? I was gonna say probably the middle school would, because we have the interlocal with them.
Is he a middle school coach?
He's the middle school
Yeah.
coach.
Yeah. Yeah, I found that out after I got phone school.
Why?
Okay, so
Oh, yeah, he is.
Because they, I don't know, but I didn't think everybody should have keys like that.
well, I knew that Trey had a set of keys and Nikki, but I didn't realize that anybody else did. And nobody else should, just
Should
like,
have it.
just like the sportsplex, nobody but Nikki should have.
Yeah.
And, well, and
Jason
worked.
and they weren't here, but I was just saying. And Nikki says she never heard the same thing. She give her announcement.
Does somebody want to ask
Other
Trey?
people.
I'll ask. Have keys.
Yeah, I'll have a phone man.
They shouldn't have keys.
Let's find out before we go to
So
change the law.
you are changing the lock.
All right, does anybody else have anything? If not, I'm gonna ask for a motion to adjourn. Second,
I second.
discussion. All in favor? Meeting adjourned.
Okay, Billy.